Today we are exploring Italian culture through a song called Spaghetti a Detroit by Fred Bongusto. Hello, my name is Luigi Cirillo, and in the series Discover Italy with Songs, I will show you language tricks, habits and traditions of Italy with the help of a different song. But let's get the music to the talk. Spaghetti, pollo, insalatine, una tazzina di caffè, a malapena riesco a mandar giù. E invece ti ricordi che appetito insieme a te a Detroit. Guardavi solo me mentre cantavi Chinatown, l'orchestra ripeteva Shubidoo. Mi resta solo un disco per tornare giù da te a Detroit. Lola, ho fatto le pazzie per te. Ricordi che notti di follie a Detroit. Spaghetti, insalatina e una tazzina di caffè, a malapena riesco a mandar giù. La gente guarda e ride, non è stata insieme a noi a Detroit. Lola, pazzie che non farò mai più. Ricordi che notti di follia a Detroit. Spaghetti, insalatina e una tazzina di caffè, a malapena riesco a mandar giù. La gente guarda e ride, ma non piange insieme a me per te. Lola. Spaghetti at Detroit is a piece of music sung in 1967 by the Italian singer Fred Bongusto, written by Bongusto himself and Franco Migliacci. We spoke about him in the episode on Volare, because he was co-author of Volare as well. The song narrates of the lover's love sickness when he thinks of his loved far away, which has the effect of him having difficulties in eating. This beautiful piece, apparently light and loving, actually describes with subtle irony vices and virtues of the Italian people, and in particular the importance of food in Italian culture. Fred lists a meal worth of respect, and yet he minimizes it because his thoughts of love are closing his stomach. Spaghetti, pollo, insalatina e una tazzina di caffè, a malapena riesco a mandar giù. Food courses at lunch, the main meal of the day traditionally in Italy, are two, again, in the tradition. And there's no concept of main course. So you have the primo, which is implicit for primo piatto, which is the first dish. And then you have the secondo, which is implicit secondo piatto, and it's the second dish. Il primo, the first dish, usually is pasta, risotto, and the like, while the secondo will be some sort of meat or fish. So we will have spaghetti, primo piatto, chicken, pollo, secondo piatto, salad, which is a side order, and a cup of coffee. I could barely eat. A malapena riesco a mandar giù. That's an expression. A malapena, to say barely. Mandar giù, which literally means put down, but means to eat, barely to eat. Rarely this author has composed canzoni umoristiche, literally humor songs, but nonetheless Spaghetti at Detroit represents an Italian standard in the genre. And don't think that this is a niche genre as in other places. around the world, because it can be considered de facto, historically at least, the second main genre in Italian music. Italian music is anchored to melodrama, stories of suffered love, even tragic love, and yet the first album that was published in Italy was Arisa, in Neapolitan language, whose refrain is a burst of laughter. And so we can basically say that the Italian record industry was born laughing. The history of music has always been the history of a country, its habits, its misfortunes, its virtues and weaknesses. La canzone umoristica, comedy, and satirical music has been able, especially in the past, in the context of Italian culture, to really give voice to people and the weakest against abuses of bad government, or simply to give voice to the irrational, the pure act of fun for its own sake. The expression Tanto per Cantà, for example, is quite often used in Italy, and it means just to sing, just to have fun. The desire to move forward despite a system that doesn't work, just by singing loudly and letting it all out. The Italian canzone umoristica becomes the alter ego of Italian music, yet in fact so important to win, even in recent times, the most prestigious musical awards. These are songs that amuse but also make you think about social conditions, which does not happen, for example, in love songs. Probably this trend was born as an attempt to break free from the tight grip of Italian censorship, which was omnipresent even in the mid-70s. So if someone was offended by a humoristic song, you can always have said "che parruccone," which literally translates to "what a big wig," but actually means "what a retrograde." Or you could just make an excuse saying "sono solo canzonette," they're just wee songs. For the section Did You Know this week, I'm gonna ask you something about not Italian lunch or Italian food, but what usually happens after a big lunch in Italy. So one of the Italians' favorite activities, we can say, well, for sure it's one of my favorite activities after lunch, especially when the heat is worst, is something that we share across many Mediterranean countries. And in Spanish, it is la siesta. So what is the Italian word for falling asleep after lunch? Sonnellino A, pennichella B, or siestina C. And there is no surprise in the answer being pennichella B. And probably the origin of this word comes from pendiculare, which means lingering, and it comes from Latin language, and because of the head and eyelids lingering for sleepiness after a good meal. For the other languages of Italy, today I'm taking you to Rome and to listen to Romanesco, which is a beautiful language, almost lost, of Rome, the capital city itself. This song is a song that we have mentioned earlier, which is Tanto per Cantà by Nino Manfredi. You will hear a beautiful Romanesco language, and he was also a very, very famous in his days and good actor, comedian, and singer. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you liked it, please give me your thumbs up. If you would like to be notified all the times I come with some new episode of this series, or the analysis of other songs, please click the notification bell on my YouTube channel. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope to see you next week.